Hello everyone, welcome to our group presentation. The topic we are going to talk about today is computer-mediated collaborative writing. This is the outline. I will introduce you the background, purpose, significance, and the methodology. Yanan will discuss the results as well as the interpretation. Finally, Shijie will give you the conclusion, discussion, critique, and ask you some questions. First, to introduce the research topic, the study sets the study of storage and gives a general definition of collaborative writing. That is, it is an activity where students can interact, negotiate meaning, and make joint decisions throughout the writing process and produce a single text with shared responsibility and co-ownership. Second is about the research context. Web second version tools such as Google Docs and Wikis have become more and more popular in second language teaching. Compared with the first version tools such as discussion boards and chat rooms, the second version tools are proved to have much more benefits. For example, it has some specific functions such as edit, which encourage users to freely create and rewrite the texts. History, which helps users to review the changes in the texts, and comment, which allows users to give their peer feedback or ask questions. So this is the reason why it becomes so popular. And also for this reason, an increasing number of research studies have been conducted to investigate the various aspects of computer-mediated collaborative writing. So the author shows his research interest to systematically review the literature, summarize the significant knowledge, and provide new insights in this field. Here is the second part. The first research question is about the key information of the study, such as context, technology tools, theories, pedagogy, research focus, data, and instruments. The second question is about the research strengths and findings. The last research question is to explore how these studies could affect our pedagogy and future research. The third part is research significance. I have summarized it as two parts. First, the main value of this study is that it presents the readers, also the researchers, with an insightful understanding of computer-mediated collaborative writing by reviewing various empirical studies. The second value, as you will see in the last part of the study, the author gives his pedagogical implications and suggestions for not only the L2 teaching practice, but also the future research. The next part is the research methodology. This study is conducted by reviewing and analyzing relevant peer-reviewed journal articles, so this is different from the studies we went through in the former weeks. The instrument is Google Scholar, which is very familiar for us. What should be mentioned is that the articles were selected by applying some restrictions and criteria. First, the keywords for searching are collaborative writing, L2, and computer-mediated communication. Second, these studies should be published in the journals which are specializing in CALL centers or focusing on L2 learning. Third, they should be empirical studies with the publication dates from the 2008 to 2017. Finally, in these studies, a collaborative writing activity should be implemented by using the web second version tools, and there should be a process for the learners to negotiate and make decisions to form a single online text. By applying these restrictions and criteria, there are totally 21 studies selected. Okay, this is the end of part 1. In the next part, my partner Yanan will discuss the results.
Okay, thanks my teammate. My name is Yanan Gao. I'm going to talk about results and interpretation in various aspects. First of all, the context and the technology. In the table 2 given in the figure now, we can clearly see that these 21 studies and 19 are mainly carried out in the second language environment, including 12 are English as second language and English as foreign language. 4 is German as a foreign language and 2 Spanish, and 1 contains 3 languages like German, Spanish, and French. The other 2 are secondary schools, 1 in Hong Kong and 1 in Kuwait. In terms of the technology, we can see that 17 of them use Wiki applications and the remaining 4 use Google Docs. In the process of computer-mediated collaborative writing, students will interact and negotiate meanings. So, the writing is largely influenced and inspired by social cultural theory and social constructivism, like scaffolding, zone of proximal development, language mediation, activity theory, and community of practice. While computer-mediated collaborative writing will trigger people's task negotiation, social communication, dynamic interactions, and negotiate meaning. In addition to the theories above, researchers have also applied theories like collaborative learning, autonomous learning, content-based instruction, process writing, and task-based learning. Then let's talk about writing task, which is basically a collaborative writing activity for 3 to 5 members. The writing tasks used include traditional writing genres such as narration, exposition, argumentation, summary, comparison and contrast, problem solution. Research writing genres include research proposal and annotated bibliography. Specific topic-related genres include reflection or poster on the topic of culture, literature-based creative writing. Finally, there are genres in the real-life context, such as business letter, school brochure, and travel plan. This study also found that the source of data is mainly from archive records in Wiki and Google Documents, including history, discussion records, chat records, screen records, questionnaire survey, interviews, reflection papers, online essay, and writing tests. The last part is research strengths. I will elaborate on 3 parts separately. First, interaction and writing process. This theme is mainly divided into 4 categories. The first one is revision behavior, which means that team members develop joint tasks by learning from each other. The second is online discussion. The third is patterns of interaction, which is the most attractive to researchers. Some studies have compared 2 interactive modes. One is cooperative and the other is collaborative. The last one is factors explaining interaction. In the study, researchers also found that interaction is also affected by many factors, such as goals, model of communication, and so on. Then we talk about writing products and outcome. First, the researchers evaluated the quality of collaborative writing, including discourse features, coherence, and language accuracy. The second is connection between writing process and writing products. The research results show that the quality of writing works under collective interaction pattern is the best. Also show that conducting collaborative writing will have better writing than face-to-face meeting for group collaboration. Finally, let's turn to students' perceptions. The first one, most sophomores have a positive attitude towards collaborative writing. They also said that they will encounter challenges in the process of collaboration, like disagreement and equal status, and so on. Finally, the students had different ideas about group interaction. Some praise the teamwork, while others are dissatisfied with the interaction process. Okay, my part is finished. Next, welcome my teammate Shijie to elaborate the rest of parts.
I will talk about the conclusion of this research. In conclusion, the author provides recommendations for language teaching in 4 aspects: writing tasks, grouping, student training, and assessment. The first part is writing task. Firstly, the author thinks that teachers are encouraged to implement authentic group projects because it can enhance students' motivation and foster group members' participation. Secondly, teachers need to link online collaborative writing tasks to pedagogical goals. For example, if the learning focus is on language structure, grammar and language focus tasks should be applied. Thirdly, teachers are also encouraged to design multimodal writing tasks in language classroom. Then, other writing applications should be applied to improve students' interactions. The second part of suggestion focuses on grouping. Firstly, when grouping students for computer-mediated collaborative writing, it would be important to limit the group size to 4, because in large groups, students are likely to have a weaker sense of task ownership, and some of them would not want to make the effect. Secondly, teachers should form groups of students from different L1 or cultural background, because it can promote intercultural understanding and communication in target language. Thirdly, the author provides suggestions for student training. Well-structured training is essential, including both training on functions of specific technologies for collaborative writing and the training on how to conduct collaborative writing. In addition, teachers need to explain the characteristics of collaborative writing and the highlight concepts. Then, the author provides suggestions for assessment. Firstly, assessment criteria need to reward both the writing progress and the product, both the quality of individual contributions and that of the jointly constructed text. Secondly, it would be helpful for working groups to jointly self-assess the equality and the mutuality of their ongoing peer interactions at different writing stages. The next part is limitations and suggestions for further study. There are two limitations. Firstly, due to the space limited, the study is confined to the analysis of peer-reviewed journal articles. Other publication venues are not taken into consideration. Secondly, this study did not differentiate the research result as to specific learning contexts, such as SFL and GFL. The author also gives some suggestions for further study. Firstly, future study is needed to explore computer-mediated collaborative writing in elementary and secondary school settings. Secondly, other language contexts should be taken into consideration. Thirdly, because of emergency and increasing importance of multimodal writing in the digital age, it is encouraged that future research studies address multimodal collaborative writing tasks. Then we should examine the online discussion and the revision history in order to understand the whole picture of online collaborative writing behaviors. In addition, researchers are encouraged to use semi-structured individual interviews or focused group interviews to further obtain students' opinions regarding computer-mediated collaborative writing. Quantifiable information, triangulated with quantitative evidence, should be used in future research directions. We should also develop coding frameworks that are tailored to online collaborative writing tasks. Then I will talk about the advantages and the weaknesses for this research. The first advantage is this research focused on different aspects of the current body of literature on computer-mediated collaborative writing in L2 contexts. The second one is that provided some suggestions for second language teaching and further research. There are also some weaknesses. Firstly, the kind of articles analyzed in this research are limited. Secondly, most of studies are conducted in ESL or FEL contexts. The influence of different language backgrounds are not taken into consideration. This is a question. What are the advantages and disadvantages of applying computer-mediated collaborative writing in L2 class? That's all of our presentation. Thank you for your listening.